Ionize a gas, and the resulting soup of charged particles tends to spread out and cool down, like smoke drifting apart in still air. Without a physical container, plasma simply doesn't last. But under the right conditions, plasma organizes itself into a stable, self-contained structure, a compact ball or donut shape, held together by nothing but its own forces. We call this a plasmoid. Winston Bostick first described the concept in the 1950s. Think of a smoke ring. While loose smoke drifts apart, a ring holds its shape. It has an internal structure, a coherent form that persists as it travels forward. A plasmoid is the plasma version of that ring, except the structure relies on magnetic fields instead of air currents. The plasma generates these fields itself. These structures entirely solve the containment problem, allowing superheated plasma to exist completely independent of external vessels or physical walls. The physics work through a self-reinforcing loop. Moving charged particles generate electric currents. Those currents then produce magnetic fields. These resulting magnetic fields push back on the plasma. They confine it, creating a self-sustaining magnetic bottle. Plasmoids naturally form toroids, closing their magnetic field lines. Poloidal lines loop vertically through the center hole and outside. Toroidal lines circle horizontally. Together, they complete a stable magnetic cage with no open ends for plasma to escape. They're typically born through magnetic reconnection. This happens when oppositely directed magnetic field lines break and rejoin in a new configuration, releasing massive energy. Because the loop perfectly closes on itself, the plasma acts as the contents and the container simultaneously. We see these structures out in space. The sun ejects massive plasmoids during coronal mass ejections. These blobs of magnetized plasma travel through the vacuum at millions of kilometers per hour, while keeping their coherent shape intact. Down on Earth, ball lightning provides a terrestrial example of a natural plasmoid. While rare, thousands of witness reports stretching back centuries describe luminous spheres floating silently through the air. They're typically 10 to 30 centimeters in diameter. In 2012, Chinese researchers accidentally captured the optical spectrum of ball lightning during a thunderstorm. This optical emission spectrum chart highlights the specific elements found inside the glowing sphere. The data shows clear spikes for silicon, iron, and calcium. These elements match the profile of vaporized soil, proving that a lightning strike to the ground can create a self-contained plasma structure. We also build them deliberately. The field-reversed configuration is an engineered laboratory version of these compact toroids, confining plasma through its own reversed magnetic fields. Whether it's a microscopic loop in a laboratory or a massive eruption on the sun, these structures are a documented part of the physical world across every scale we've observed. We can apply this exact physical framework to the 3 unknown objects seen interacting with the Malaysia Airlines Boeing 777 in the leaked footage. These 3 objects orbit the aircraft in a highly coordinated formation, maintaining consistent spacing throughout their flight path. They don't dissipate or leave a trailing wake. That persistent stability requires an organized internal structure, not just a loose cloud of hot gas. The thermal data backs this up. The objects appear exceptionally bright in infrared, indicating an extreme heat source, yet they display remarkably sharp outer boundaries instead of a diffuse glow. Normally, a heat source bleeds energy into the surrounding air, creating a fuzzy, radiating glow. But magnetic pressure holds a plasmoid's ions in place, creating a hard boundary right where the field meets the atmosphere. It's a profile that matches the sharp edges seen in the footage. Footage analyst Forbes builds on this by arguing that these objects are actually artificial plasmoids. He suggests they're being sustained by field-reversed configuration technology. Natural and laboratory plasmoids are thoroughly documented, physically proven structures. We create them on Earth and observe them in space. But a clear boundary exists between the verified physics and the footage. Engineering macroscopic, stable plasmoids that independently navigate the open atmosphere with controlled trajectories remains a massive, unproven leap.